Hello, Robert here with northerncompass.com, and today we're going to discuss the search panel, specifically searching for vehicles in RSS Toolbox with the FULCRUM package enabled. So we're going to go up here to our search panel again. Just a quick reminder, if you don't see search for recommendations or you can't find the vehicle to search for vehicle, simply toggle the magnifying glass on the left until you do. Much like in the search for recommendations panel, you're going to notice that all throughout searching here, whether it's for recommendations, vehicles, appointments, or customers, you can choose to filter your results and only show those customers with a valid email address. You can also enter in a license plate, and RSS Toolbox with FULCRUM will specifically go out and pull all the information we have for that vehicle, including all recommendations and appointments. Down here we can also search and select a range for how far back we would like to go look for vehicles. We can search and say only show results from the last year, or show results from the last 2 years, 3 years, or as kind of a joke, to where it all began, which is the point in which you converted all your information to a Mitchell1 database and you opened up your automotive repair shop. So we're going to leave as selecting to only pull information for the last year. For right now, let's scroll down a little bit further and bring this higher up into view. We can also sit there and search for all vehicles based upon the last date they were serviced. So for example, if I'm a service writer and I want to know all vehicles that were serviced for the month of December in 2016, I would go and I would select the from date as December 1st and the to date as December 31st. And what that's going to return back to me over here in the results is all customer cars that were worked on during the month of December. Let's go ahead and grab those results. Now, we worked on 180 cars at this shop in December. Let's go back and let's look at those search results a little bit further. What this tells me is, I've got a lot of vehicles that I can follow up with, make sure recommendations were added, and I can also use FULCRUM to go back and say, okay, we missed the opportunity for that recommendation. Let's go ahead and show me all customers. Actually, first, let's reset all the controls. Let's reset the dates. And let's say, show me all customers that we worked on their vehicle from July to October 1st that have driven more than 3,500 miles since their last visit. And we're going to tell FULCRUM to go out and get those results. That's 341 cars that we worked on in that time frame that have 3,500 miles on them or more. In other videos, we're going to show you how to analyze this data to build recommendations and set future appointments for those recommendations, leveraging the power of FULCRUM for RSS Toolbox. But let's get back to searching. We're going to reset all of our controls. And notice here that we can choose to set the actual results based upon how many miles that vehicle is estimated to have had. This may come in handy for finding vehicles that are in need of a transmission flush. We're going to reset our controls again. And we're going to look and say maybe we only want to show vehicles that have a range that are ODB2 and newer. So that equates to about 1995. I'm working on a laptop here. Show me all vehicles that are 1995 to 2017 as far as when that vehicle was manufactured, and the results would be all of your ODB2 vehicles in your database. And then we can combine these and we can say, show me all vehicles that have driven more than 3,500 miles that are 1995 or newer, and we can tell FULCRUM to go find those results as well. We're running a lot of algorithms over your database, and we'll return the results here in just a second. You'll get to see. There are 969 customers in your database that have ODB2 cars that have driven past their recommended oil change. We can also sit here and we can filter out the vehicle search results based on a specific make of vehicle. Actually, we'll go ahead and select Chevrolet so we can see all the models here. We can select it based on a specific model. And then we can dive a little bit deeper and we can sit here and I'm going to go ahead and set this back to no makes. And we could set this actually to the engine size in liters. So if we wanted to pull all Chevrolet vehicles that had the 5.3 liter, we could definitely do so. And Fulcrum would return all those results for every one of the Chevrolet vehicles with a 5.3 liter that we serviced within the last year. We can also sit there and say, I only want to show these Chevys that have all-wheel drive, or four-wheel drive, or any drive, it doesn't matter. I could say, show me all vehicles that have an automatic transmission, an automatic CVT transmission, and etc. And we've added this feature for a recommendation from a transmission shop here in Washington State that specifically wanted to be able to pull up all vehicles in their database, regardless of anything else about the vehicle, based upon the model number and ID of that transmission. And so that's been added here for you as well. Let's go ahead and reset the controls, and let's do one more demonstration where we can say, show me all vehicles here that have between, let's say, 65,000 miles and 85,000 miles that have automatic transmissions. And we'll tell Fulcrum to go out and find all those cars in our database that we serviced within the last year. These are all cars that may immediately be due for a training service depending upon the year, make, and model.